Okay, hi everyone. So we have seen up to here in our last session. We are going through the string functions in different kind of string functions in SQL, and we have seen char index, pat index, then stub functions, substring functions, and all these functions we have seen. Now from today, let's see the. I think this substring function is okay. We need to look into. Okay, we have seen this example last week how to get the domain from the email address. So let me execute this query. So we have different email address are there, right? Like yahoo.com, gmail.com, then hotmail.com, and we need to extract the last after at the rate, which is the domain, is there that we want to extract. So for that, this query is written. So in this query, we have used the substring function. So substring function is basically three arguments. First argument is the one into which we need to look into for substring. Then second argument is the starting point of the parameter where we need to search into a string. And then last argument is from where we need to stop. That is the last argument. Now over here we need to look into email column, right? Email column. So email will be our first argument. Now we have used the char index over here. So char index is basically helping us to find the position of the specific symbol. So if you see over here in this all this email address at the rate is one symbol is there, right? So we need to find the position of at the rate, and then plus one we need to do, right? Because after at the rate Yahoo is starting, right? So that we have done over here plus one. So that should be our starting point. If you take this over here and run the query again, then 13 is there, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So after at the rate, this y Yahoo Y is starting at 13. So we need to start from 13. Please be on mute, Bipin.
Yeah, 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 please.
Please be on mute.
Ah, yeah, Sid.
Mm. So 13 is our starting position for first row. Then same it is for second row. If you see, let me take this one over here. So this is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 12, it should be 12, right? So for this row, we need to start from 12. So that is what char index is doing. Now in the last parameter of the substring function, what we have done, in the last part of the substring version, what we have done, we have taken the length of the email. So what is the length of the email? And then this is already there, right? So let me write it over here below. So what is the length of the email for each of the row? And then minus what we have to do, care index, where we are getting this symbol, from that we need to do minus. So 21 minus 13, I think we can say that 21 minus 12. So 21 minus 12, let me just take this example again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 it is starting, right? And now minus care index at the rate email. So where we are getting this at the rate symbol, we are getting the at the rate symbol 6, 7, 8, at 13 position. So 21 minus 13, that we need to do minus. So rest of the characters after at the rate, which is our domain name for each of the row. Let me know if you have any query on this one. Okay. Okay, now if you see over here, what we are trying to find it over here, to count the number of emails per domain. So we have different domains are available, right? Like yahoo.com, hotmail.com, gmail.com. We have different domains are available. So in yahoo.com, how many person has email ID with yahoo.com? Then how many person has email ID with gmail.com? That we want to find it over here. So that is very simple one. First we need to find the domain of each of the row, which we have done already above one, right? In above query. Now after that we need to do count of one, or we can say that count of star, anything will be fine. And then because we have used this count of aggregate function, we need to do the group by over here. So in group by, same thing will be there. This entire query should be there in the group by, and then after we will find the different domain wise employee count or person count, we can say. So in yahoo.com there are 305 email IDs are there. Then in gmail.com again 305 email IDs are there. So here again important thing is this one, and we need to do count, use the count function, and then because of we have used the aggregate function, we need to do group by with same column here. Now can anyone tell me here, can we use this domain in over here? Because this one we have given alias, right? This one we have given alias as domain. Now can we use domain over here? And if not, then why? Now anyone can tell if possible? Okay, we cannot use the domain over here. If we run the query, then domain is no specific column, because the order of the query execution is from close will execute first, then group by will second, then having will be a third one, and then select and then order by. So because of this, select domain is executing after the group by, so that we cannot use over here in the group by close. Right, so that we cannot use the domain over here. Now let's see the replicate function. So replicate function, what it will do, it will simply replicate some specific symbol or specific string to multiple times. Here it is written, right? The replicate function repeats the string a specified number of time. Is syntax will be as below. So if you see over here, this is a simple example. Replicate z 3 times. So over here it will be the output z z z. Now this one table, I think it is already there. Okay, so I have created this table, production dot spare parts, and in spare parts part ID and part number column is there, and part ID is the identity and primary key column, and part number is not null and unique column, and also description is there. Now what is the requirement? Read this one. Suppose the past number must always have 10 characters. If a spare part has less than 10 characters, the application needs to be paired leading zeros, so that the length of the spare part always has 10 characters. Second, insert some values into the, okay. So here what is the requirement? Here this part number is there, right? Part number, these are the part numbers are there. So here our requirement is to part number, suppose in some application part number should be a 10 characters, it must have a 10 characters. But what if the part number is not having a 10 characters? So over here if you see 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, 7 is there, right? Over here 1 2 3 4 5. So if it is a 7, then for making this part number to 10 digit, we need to add 000 prior to its starting position or starting. Then for Cinco also we need to add 000 everywhere. So how we can do that? That is our requirement. Now for that purpose we can use the concat function. So over here if you see over here we have replicated it, replicate the 0 from all the positions where, because our entire string will be 10 character long, right? So 10 minus length of part number. So now if you see over here, what is the length of part number that we need to calculate? So 7 5 and 4, right? Now what we have done, concat should be the first thing, and then replicate 0 to 10 minus length of part number. So 10 minus length of part number means 10 minus 7. So over here 3 times we need to replicate 0. Then for the second row cn CHNCO. So 5 times we need to replicate 0, and for the third one 10 minus 4. 10 minus 4 means 6 times we need to replicate 0, right? So this will give 0, 0, 0, 6 times, and then part number will be concatenate with this value. So 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 6 times, and then this part number. So this way, by this way, it is making 6 digit array, sorry, 10 digit long part number, which is our requirement. Right? You got it, right? You understand, right? 9, 8. Okay, now this is just the explanation which I have explained for this query. Now replace function. So replicate is different one and replace is different one. So what will replace do? Replace function will basically replace some specific string with some another specific string. So if you see over here in this example, so it is a good tea at the famous tea store. Now if we run this query, then it will replace tea with coffee. So let me run the query. So this is just this is the result set. It is a good coffee at the famous coffee store. It is replacing tea with coffee. Now this is another example of replace function. If you see over here, we do have phone number like this. We do have phone number like this, and now we want the result set into this. So basically, what we need to do, we need to replace this and this. If you remove this and this, then both will be same, right? So basically, we need to replace this with some kind of empty string, and then we need to replace this with again some kind of empty string. That is our requirement. This is a small scenarios, but it may helpful in many times while doing data analysis or data engineering or data migration, anything. Now let's see. This is our final phone formatted. So what we are doing the first time, let me remove this one, and okay. So this is the first replace. First we are replacing phone number in phone number. So where we not need to look into for the replace function. So in the phone number column we need to look into, right? Now in the phone number column, what is in which specific string or character we need to replace. So starting curly close starting bracket and close bracket, in that place we need to replace. So first we cannot replace both at the same time, right? So that is why we have used replace twice over here. First time for starting bracket and second time for closing bracket. Now for the first time we are replacing starting bracket with what? with nothing, right? With just empty string, we can say that. Then again we have used the replace function, and in the closing bracket we are again replacing it with nothing. So that's why we have used two times. Now let me remove this extra one and let me run the query. So again this is the output, right? We have replaced with this starting and closing bracket with nothing. So this will be our output. Let me know if you have any doubt any time. You can stop me and ask me a question.
Harshit, can I know that why we use two replace function in the same query, replace and replace, replace under replace?
Okay, okay. Yes. Okay. Please be on mute. If you have any question, then you can ask again. Okay. So this is the first replace will do. So we have two thing, right? One thing is this one starting bracket and one thing is closing bracket. So we need to replace both with what? We need to replace both with this empty string, right? So first replace will be used for the starting bracket. First replace will be used for the starting bracket. So this phone number, it will look into this phone number, and in this phone number where this starting bracket is there, it will search wherever it is starting bracket is there in the entire phone number column, it will search. So in this phone number, where it is over here, right? So it is search over here, and then it is replaced with this one. So over here, if you run this query, if you run this query, now what is the output? See carefully, the output will be this one. So starting bracket is removed and empty string is added. So this portion of the query is now resolved. This portion of the query is now resolved. Now again, what is our requirement? Now our requirement, we need to look into for this closing bracket, and we need to replace this one also, right? With
Yes.
empty string. So now again it will look into for this, where is it? This closing bracket, and again it is replacing with what? It is replacing with empty string. So this replace is work for the inner query, inner inner portion, and this replace will work for the outer portion.
Okay, I get it.
Okay, that is why we have used two different replace functions.
One more thing, I just want to know that where in this query, in last part, order by first name and last name. So if I do the order by all or something like this, because why we need to first name and last name?
No, no, this is just the sample for I have done first name and last name. You can do with order by anything
Okay,
as per your requirement.
okay.
Okay.
Sid, one thing I want to tell you that this is my first class, first class to join your session. So can I get the other recordings as well?
Okay. Yes, you can get it. Let me show you where you can get. I will put it into the chat, link into the chat box.
Okay.
1 minute. So
I'm already following you.
this is my YouTube channel.
Okay.
So all the class recording I am uploading into the YouTube.
Okay.
So let me go to the playlist portion. And now if you see this SQL class recordings Hindi language, actually it is Hindi and English mix
If you
one.
want to learn Python
Yeah.
for a career in data science, IT,
So over here, right side,
or
if you see,
engineering, then you need the complete Python bootcamp course on Udemy.
Okay. Got it.
one, I am pasting this link into the chat box. Over here, you can find all the previous class recordings.
Okay. That's it. Thank you.
Okay, okay, okay. Now let's continue. Okay, so we have seen this replace example. Now, this is just a simple thing. We have used the replace function into the update also that simple thing I am showing. So wherever in the phone number 961 is there, it will be replaced with 917, 916 with 917. So let me, and you can use, let me try to update. 178 records are updated. So now, can anyone tell that? Let me first show you. Select star from this. Where? Now, can anyone tell how many records we will get over here? In this select query?
Zero record, I think so.
Zero record, right?
Yes.
Exactly. Because it is replaced with 917. Okay, so these are the actually if you see over here, I have written over here all the important string functions which is mostly used by the data analysts, data engineers or SQL developers into day-to-day life. Apart from this, you can find it over the internet, but these are the mostly used string functions which we have covered. Now let's jump into the date functions which are mostly used by these people into the day-to-day life. So let's start with the date part. So what is this date part function will do? It is basically used with the date. It is extracting some specify part from a particular date. Like if you see, we have date is there, month is there, year is there, then time may be there, then hours may be there. So it will be helping to extract those specific part from the entire date. The datepart function returns an integer which is a part of a date, such as day, month, and year. This is the basically syntax of the datepart function. Date part and input date. So what we require what we require from the input date. So let's see directly the example. So here I have declared one example. Sorry, I have declared one variable with date time. So this is the entire date, right? Year, month and day. And this is hours, minutes and second. Now if you see over here, date part has two argument. One is the date part and second one is the input date. So this is our basically input date, right? This entire thing is our input date, and we have stored this entire thing into one variable. So we have declared that variable over here. So now this is simple one. If I execute this thing, then let me show you. So here, so in first one we have consider as a year, then quarter, month, day is also one, right? Hour is 14, minute is 30, and second will be again 14. So this is a simple thing. Now using datepart function with table column example. So here we have one table. Table is there, sales order and sales order items. We are joining both the table with order ID, and now we have ship date is there, right? Ship date. So let me show you what is there. Okay, 1 minute. What is there in the ship date? So let me select the data. So this is the ship date, right? We have 1 minute. Okay, we have only date values are available. So let me year, quarter, month and day. In based upon this year, quarter, month and day, we are doing the sum. Sum of what? We are doing the we are multiplying the quantity with list price. So these two columns are also there. We are multiplying the quantity with list price and then doing the sum. 1 minute. Then doing the sum, right? So this is the quantity and this is the list price, and we are multiplying both. So basically we are trying to find year wise, quarter wise, month wise, day wise sum of gross sales. So this multiplication of quantity and list price, which is gross sales, and if we do the sum of everything based upon this year, quarter, month and day, then let me execute first this one. So this is the year, right? So in 2018, year wise, month wise, this is the month, this is the quarter, and this is, so in 2018 first quarter, first month, day 1, what is the gross sales that we are calculating over here. Then day 2, day 3, all different day wise we are calculating, and then because of we have used this sum aggregate function, we need to do group by everything above one, right? Day, month, quarter and year, everything we need to do group by, because all this query we have written into the select clause. So that thing we have done over here. But here the important thing is date part, which we are looking for entire table. In this example, we use the date part function to extract year, quarter, month, and day from the values in the ship date column, right? And then in group by, we aggregate the gross sales by these parts that we have done. Now this is the another function, date diff function, to calculate the difference between two dates in years, month, weeks. We can use date diff function. So basically these are the syntax. This is the syntax of the date diff function. So date part. So what is the date part? So we have two different dates are available, right? Start date or end date, or date 1 or date 2. Now we require the difference between these two different dates into what kind of part we require the difference. Like we require difference in days, these two dates into days we require difference, then we want it into month, or we want it into year. In what form of part we require the difference. That is, for that purpose, let me show you directly the example. So here, if you see over here, we have start date is given and end date is given. So everything is there. Hour, month, hour, minute, second, and millisecond. Everything is there, right? Now we want the difference in year, quarter, month, day of the year, then day, week, hour, minute, second, and millisecond. So all the possible combinations we have done over here, and everything apart from the one thing we are getting 1111. How one? So if you see in year, right, start date and end date, 2020, or you can say that 2019 and 20. So difference will be 1, right? Difference will be 1. Then in quarter also, this is the above one is the last quarter and below one will be the first quarter. So again the difference will be the 1 only, right? Then in month also, this is December and this is January. So again December and January difference will be 1. So like that, all the difference between two days, whenever we want to find the difference between two dates, at that time we can use the date diff function, and we can give one first parameter which is a date, which is a part of the particular date. Like we want in year, the difference in year, or difference in month, or difference is in hours, like that. That is used for the first parameter. Now this is another example. So here we have two different days, required date and ship date. Okay, this is required date and this is ship date. Okay, so here what we need to do, if the required date and ship date difference in less than 0, is less than 0, then required date and ship date. Where is the difference? 1 minute. By this way, you can part the query and you can analyze. So you can see over here, right? We have two different days, require date and ship date. Now, if the difference in less than 0, then it is late. But if the different is 0 or greater than 0, then it is on time. So for that purpose only we have used the case statement over here. So required date, what is the required date? Required date is 4th. Fourth 4/1 and ship date is 3/1. It is -1. That is why we have considered it as a late. Let me know till now if you have any question. I think this is the last function, date add function. So in basically in all the date function, date part will be mostly there. Now what this date add function will do, it will basically add the now add the specific integer value to a particular given date. So now can anyone tell me what this function will do? Again over here, this is the date part. So we need to add 1 second. This is the second, right? This is the one. So 1 second into this specific date we want to add. So now if we add it, then let me see the result set. Entirely year and everything is changed, right? Because 23, 59 and 59. If we add 1 second, then it will become 60. It means 24. So date will be automatically changed, right? 1 January 2019. That what we are done over here. Now let me see one more example. So now again we want to add second, so that we have write second. Now we want to add one entire day. So now what will be the result? It will be simply 1 January 2019 and 23 5959. Everything else will be remain same. It will directly add one day into the given date. Okay, now another, this one is the example. This example uses the date add function to calculate the estimated ship date based on the order date. So if we are adding the two days into particular order date, then it will become the estimated ship date. Whenever we specifying the order, so after that we are adding 2 days into that particular order date, so it will become automatically a estimated ship date. So that one we are doing over here by using the date add function. Right? Ending months example. Okay, okay. Now this is very simple. Can anyone tell me what is the output of this one? Please, whether it is right or wrong, anything will be fine. One minute. Yes, Vaishali, if you can tell.
It will add the month to September,
Okay.
2019 September,
2019
9
09
9 31.
31.
So September, I think 30.
Uh, yes, that is the catch over here. So suppose 4 month we are adding, right? But from this date, in whichever month we are after adding the 4 month, whichever month is coming, if in that particular month, if 31 is not present, then automatically it will give 30 only, because in September 30 days are there, right?
Yes,
So it will not give 31 because it is not possible. This is not possible, right?
yes,
So it
definitely.
will automatically give 30 only to this particular date. So this is the output. That is the written over here. If you add a number of months to a date and the day of the date result does not exist, means 31 September is not exist, right? So at that time, the dated function will return the last day of the return month. So of September, it will return the last day of the September, which is 30 September,
Yes.
right? So these are the date functions. Let me show you from where up to where we have done. These are the thing is string functions we have done. Then date function we have done. This is our schedule. If anyone is not aware, now we will see mathematical function tomorrow and then merge if possible. After that we have to see these all these things gradually, and after that I will show you. These are the different phases, right? This is the phase 1 is going on, then this is the phase 2. So in the phase 2 we will see around 54 SQL queries which is asked in FANG and MNC companies, and which is present in different platforms like LeetCode or Data Lemur. I have taken all these queries from that platform. So we will see all these queries in after completion of this phase 1, and then after that we will see the different projects. From these 2 3 projects we will cover, and list of the project we can you can do as an assignment, and if any doubt then you can contact me, we will do in our classes. So these are the projects. One project is already done, which is available in my YouTube channel.
As if from where I can get the data source or something like that. Yeah, you would write it down anything on Google Sheet.
Okay, yeah, can you WhatsApp me your email address?
Yeah, sure,
Those who require the data sets and query and everything, please WhatsApp me the email address.
sure.
I will share within 1 2 days.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Okay. Now let me know if anyone has any other question. We will see rest of the thing tomorrow. Tomorrow,
Basically, already learning Azure Data Engineer, also preparing for data analytics part also, because I am switching my current profile as a telecom product engineer. That's why basically I am using SQL on daily basis for fetching data, inserting, joining some queries for MIS purpose, but not everything we require in
okay,
our day-to-day life.
okay.
That's that's why I am joining your course so that I can prepare much better.
Yes, yes. Actually, as a data engineer, also we are not using everything
Yes.
on a daily basis, but I have one list is there. If you see, okay, SQL must know topics, right? These are the list. One minute. Okay, these are the list. Any data engineer or data analyst must know.
Hmm.
So these are the commonly they are commonly used like ranking functions we are commonly used. Then
Yes.
city we are commonly used. Subquery we are many times we are using. Joins definitely we are using, right?
Yes.
So that all
Mostly
things,
joins and rank function are used mostly.
yeah, rank function, row number, dense
Yes.
rank function, then duplicate data, how to identify the duplicate data and remove duplicates. Then
Yes.
string that then inbuilt function we are many times we are using. Then intersect union all except we are using. So all
Mhm.
these things I am covering in the phase 1.
Okay.
These are the phase 1, right?
Yes.
On all this green thing I have already covered.
And those green thing I can get from YouTube video, right?
Yes,
The link.
all this green thing you can get it into the YouTube video
Okay.
in this playlist.
Okay. No
SQL
problem.
class recordings Hindi language.
Okay.
Everything is available there.
I think within 2 days I will cover catch up the current scenario.
Yes. And this real time project is also there. If you see,
Okay.
this is a very good
Ready to move into your
SQL
co-living flat
queries
in Electronic
example.
City? Yeah, moving to Gesture. They have a TV
You
there,
can
You
save
don't
it.
need that. Really?
Okay.
Now let me know anyone else any other question. Actually, I because of very less